Have you ever wondered whether, besides the 66 books that were chosen, there are others that were written but later excluded from the Bible? These books are not just ancient manuscripts, but a treasure trove of knowledge and mysterious stories. Despite containing fascinating details and spiritual meanings, they were excluded from the official Bible for specific reasons. Today, we will explore 10 books that were removed from the canon, with stories and messages denied, viewed through the lens of history and theology. According to Professor James Smith, a scholar of religious texts, the removal of a book from the Bible is not simply based on its content, but also involves consistency in doctrine and faith. Stay tuned to uncover the hidden secrets behind these ancient texts, and don't forget to hit subscribe so you won't miss more surprising facts about religious history and culture. Let's start with the first book, the Book of Enoch. This is a mysterious and fascinating religious text, believed to have originated 1 to 2 centuries before the time of Jesus Christ. With 108 chapters, this work is divided into 5 sections containing extraordinary and bold stories absent from the official Bible. The most notable aspect of this work is its account of the origins of demons and the emergence of the Nephilim, giant, peculiar beings created from the union of fallen angels and humans. This is one of the earliest accounts of the supernatural, filled with mythical creatures, offering readers a fresh and fascinating perspective on the ancient world. In addition to the original text, there are 2 other works considered its variations: The Secrets of Enoch, or Second Book of Enoch, and the Third Book of Enoch. However, according to scholars, none of these texts can be attributed to Enoch himself, who is mentioned as the great-grandfather of Noah in the Book of Genesis. Scholars classify them as pseudepigrapha, texts falsely attributed to notable figures to enhance their credibility. Despite its appeal due to its mystery and rich theories about the battle between angels and dark forces, the Book of Enoch was neither referenced nor acknowledged as part of the Bible by New Testament authors, nor did Jesus Christ ever mention it. Nevertheless, the work holds a significant place in religious and theological traditions, as it provides not only unique stories, but also deeper insights into ancient beliefs about holiness, sin, and the relationship between the divine and humanity. I made a detailed video about this book and why it was banned. I've included the link in the description, so make sure to check it out. I'm sure you'll find it fascinating. Next, I'd like to discuss the Book of Adam and Eve. This is one of the non-biblical religious texts offering a profound and unique perspective on the lives of Adam and Eve after their expulsion from the Garden of Eden. According to legend, this text was written a few hundred years after Jesus' birth, possibly by an anonymous Egyptian author, and was initially recorded in Arabic. This work recounts the trials, sufferings, and temptations Adam and Eve faced as they sought refuge in the Cave of Treasures, a symbolic and mysterious cave where the couple lived with regret and hope for redemption. They constantly struggled against the temptations of Satan, who appeared repeatedly with the intent to sabotage them long after they left paradise. The book also details the early lives of Cain and Abel, the sons of Adam and Eve. The story of Cain and Abel emphasizes Cain's jealousy when Abel's offerings were accepted by God, leading Cain to kill his brother, causing profound grief for Adam and Eve and illustrating the severe consequences of sin and envy. These events not only provide a vivid depiction of how the first family on earth lived and struggled, but also shed light on the issues of sin and conflict from the earliest times, which profoundly influenced later generations. The stories in the work reveal the tension between Adam, Eve, and Satan, portraying their relentless struggle to maintain faith and purity in a challenging world. This book belongs to the pseudepigrapha, religious works not officially recognized in Christian canons. It also reflects a humanized view of Adam and Eve, where they are not merely mythical figures but individuals with emotions, pain, joy, and deep remorse. Although not part of the New Testament, portions of this work can be found in the Jewish Talmud and the Islamic Quran, demonstrating its widespread influence on belief systems. This not only confirms the historical value of the book, but also highlights the diversity in approaches and interpretations of creation, the fall, and post-Eden life. The Book of Adam and Eve, therefore, is not merely a recount of the lives of the first couple, but also a profound reflection on the challenges humanity faces when separated from God, making it a valuable resource for those seeking a multifaceted understanding of religious history. Thirdly, the Book of Maccabees. This is a series of significant historical texts documenting the revolt of Judah Maccabee and his brothers against King Seleucid Antiochus IV Epiphanes to reclaim freedom for Judea and establish the festival of Hanukkah. Written around 161 BCE, the main parts include Maccabees I, Maccabees II, and Maccabees IV, each offering a unique perspective on this event. While Maccabees I and Maccabees II are recognized in the Catholic canon, they are not accepted in the Protestant tradition or Jewish Torah. Notably, Maccabees IV, though included in this collection, was written much later during Caligula's reign, 37 to 41 CE, and is often criticized for containing numerous historical inaccuracies. Nevertheless, this book is still linked to the others as it addresses the religious persecutions endured by the Jews under Antiochus IV. The discrepancies in time and historical consistency may explain why Maccabees IV was excluded from the official canon. According to scholars, the rejection of the Book of Maccabees in Protestant tradition may stem from Martin Luther's disapproval of its messages about religious freedom and resistance against oppression. A scholar remarked, "The Book of Maccabees is a rare testament to the defense of faith conveyed through a spirit of resilient and unwavering struggle. However, its complexity and historical elements have relegated it to religious literature outside the official Bible." I've also created a detailed video about this book with analyses from various perspectives. Please check it out in the description. Next is the fourth book, the Psalms of Solomon. This mysterious and captivating work was lost for centuries before being rediscovered in a German library in the 17th century. Written in Hebrew around 70 CE, this collection of 18 psalms contains hymns, philosophical poetry, and profound religious reflections. Although not included in the official Bible, the Psalms of Solomon remains a significant piece of non-canonical religious literature, categorized under pseudepigrapha, texts attributed to famous figures, but not actually authored by them. The work expresses faith, gratitude, lamentation, and belief in resurrection, while pondering deeply on the meaning of suffering as Jews face persecution from foreign powers. Politically, the Psalms of Solomon criticizes the Hasmoneans, and some psalms reflect the Roman conquest of Jerusalem under Pompey in 63 BCE, metaphorically portraying him as a dragon sent by God to punish the Hasmoneans. Some psalms focus on the Messiah in the Jewish sense, a mortal assisted by God like Moses. But the collection overall shifts its attention from worldly matters to individual conduct, emphasizing repentance for unintentional sins as a way back to God's grace. Attempts have been made to associate this text with the Essenes of Qumran, who distanced themselves from a sinful world, as well as with Pharisees opposing the Sadducees, who often supported the Maccabees. These are not merely prayers, but lessons of faith, offering perspectives on free will and resilience in the face of harsh trials, reflecting the complex emotions of the Jewish people. However, this is not an easy book to read, so you might want to approach it with caution. Fifth on the list, the Songs of Solomon. A mystical work lost for centuries, this collection consists of 42 Syriac hymns, originally written in Greek or Aramaic. Unlike the Psalms of Solomon, which are deeply rooted in Judaism, these poems take a Christian perspective, featuring imagery of Jesus Christ, the Holy Trinity, and concepts like the virgin birth and the punishment of hell. This work is believed to be songs of newly baptized Christians in the 1st century, containing rich theological content, but also sparking controversy due to its deviations from Orthodox Christian teachings. Initially, the Odes of Solomon were regarded as part of the Christian canon, but modern scholars suggest they may have originated from a Jewish Christian sect or a Gnostic group. As one scholar stated, this collection is not just religious poetry, but also a testimony to the theological reflections of early Christianity. With its profound content and complex ideas, the Odes of Solomon illuminate the diversity of early Christian beliefs during a period when various sects and groups were shaping different doctrines to meet the spiritual aspirations of their communities. The Letter of Aristeas. Written around the 2nd century BCE in Alexandria, Egypt, this significant work provides valuable insights into Jewish history and culture. The Letter of Aristeas, so named because it is a letter from Aristeas of Marmora to his brother Philocrates, primarily discusses the creation of the Greek translation of the Hebrew law, known as the Septuagint, and the individuals and processes involved. The author claims to have been a courtier of Ptolemy II Philadelphus, reigned 281 to 246 BCE. It is known that more than 20 Greek manuscripts of this letter survive, dating from the 11th to the 15th century. The letter is also mentioned and cited in other ancient texts, most notably in Antiquities of the Jews by Josephus, circa 93 CE, Life of Moses by Philo of Alexandria, circa 15 CE, and a fragment from Aristobulus of Alexandria, circa 160 BCE, preserved in Eusebius's Preparatio Evangelica. The letter of Aristeas emphasizes the importance of preserving distinct identity and beliefs amidst the influence of Greek culture, thereby shaping Jewish identity during a tumultuous period of cultural and political change. Although the letter is the earliest document to mention the Library of Alexandria, many biblical scholars consider it a forgery. Seventh, the story of Ahikar. This ancient and captivating work contains profound philosophy on wisdom and integrity, but was not included in the official Bible. The story narrates the life of Ahikar, a legendary prime minister of the Assyrian kings known for his sharp wisdom, who faces betrayal from his beloved nephew and overcomes challenges through faith and loyalty. The story of Ahikar, also called the Words of Ahikar, is first attested in Imperial Aramaic during the 5th century BCE on papyri from Elephantine, Egypt, and circulated widely in the Middle East and Near East. It has been described as one of the earliest international books of world literature. As scholars note, with its philosophy and moral lessons, this text has profoundly influenced Jewish thought and later intellectual traditions. Similar to the story of Job, the story of Ahikar focuses on moral and spiritual trials, but was excluded from the official Bible due to its lack of consistency and incomplete alignment with traditional doctrines. Some scholars argue that this work once belonged to apocryphal literature, but was ultimately excluded because it did not fully align with the religious views of Judaism and Christianity. Nevertheless, Ahikar's philosophy remains an important spiritual legacy, conveying timeless moral values of ancient humanity. If you'd like us to delve deeper into this work in future episodes, feel free to leave your thoughts in the discussion section. Number 8. The Infancy Gospel of Thomas. This is an apocryphal gospel about the childhood of Jesus. Scholars generally agree it dates to the mid to late 2nd century, with the oldest fragmented manuscript surviving from the 4th or 5th century, and the earliest complete manuscript being the 11th century Codex Sabbaticus. The text includes various stories about Jesus' growth, offering readers a glimpse into how he grew up and the miracles that surrounded him from a young age. While this gospel was never included in the canonical Bible and was wrongly attributed to the disciple Thomas by ancient sources, it still holds significant historical value. The Infancy Gospel of Thomas portrays a young Jesus performing miracles naturally and powerfully. The stories in the text challenge traditional norms, depicting a young deity not only performing wonders, but also exploring his powers. Modern scholars regard this text as a crucial resource, shedding light on early Christian beliefs about Jesus' divine role and nature. According to Dr. Tony Burke, a scholar of non-canonical Christian texts, works like the Infancy Gospel of Thomas offer insights into early Christian curiosity and how they vividly and intricately approached Jesus' early life. However, early Christian writers considered the Infancy Gospel of Thomas unauthentic and heretical. Eusebius dismissed it as heretical fiction in the 3rd book of his 4th century ecclesiastical history, and Pope Gelasius I included it in his 5th century list of heretical books. Number 9. The Book of Esdras. This is a work filled with complexity and mystery, stemming from historical and religious connections to the prophet Ezra, the author of the Book of Ezra in the Old Testament. While the Book of Ezra has been accepted into the Bible, the books of 1st Esdras and 2nd Esdras, originally called 3rd Esdras and 4th Esdras, were excluded from the canonical scriptures. The renaming of these books adds to the confusion. The Book of Ezra was once referred to as 1st Esdras, while what were previously known as 3rd and 4th Esdras are now called 1st and 2nd Esdras, respectively. In terms of content, 1st Esdras belongs to the Apocrypha, with deep moral and religious significance. Meanwhile, 2nd Esdras is apocalyptic and pseudepigraphal, meaning it is attributed to Ezra but was likely not written by him. These texts share similarities with other apocalyptic literature, containing complex religious themes and supernatural imagery. However, scholars have yet to determine their precise origins, original language, or exact date of composition, though they are estimated to have been written between the 1st and 2nd centuries CE. These works were largely excluded from canonical scriptures by most churches due to significant differences in their approach to content. Rather than focusing on the historical events of the Jewish people, As many Old Testament books do, 1 and 2 Esdras delve into moral questions, faith, and apocalyptic imagery, making them unsuitable for inclusion in Orthodox scripture. As some scholars have noted, the books of Esdras reflect the spiritual struggles of the Jewish people during a turbulent period, while uniquely blending apocalyptic literature with Jewish religious thought. Finally, the Testaments of the 12 Patriarchs. This pseudepigraphal text is attributed to Jacob's 12 sons, claiming to record their final teachings as founders of Israel's 12 tribes. Each testament takes the form of a self-reflection by a patriarch, addressing specific sins like anger, envy, and deception, while imparting moral lessons to future generations. They also include prophecies about the tribe's fates, similar to Jacob's blessings in Genesis 49. Interestingly, the Testaments of the 12 Patriarchs reference Jesus in some sections, despite being written before his time. These references caused the text's exclusion from both Jewish and Christian canons, as they were deemed unorthodox and at odds with established theology. Scholars speculate these references may have been added later by Christian editors. Though excluded from the Bible, this work is highly regarded as ethical literature, offering profound insights into ancient Jewish thought and morality. Experts state, the Testaments of the 12 Patriarchs provides valuable evidence of the early intersections between Jewish and Christian belief systems. These are the 10 works we wanted to share. If you know of others, please let us know in the comments below. Do you think these excluded texts might reveal fresh insights into religious faith, or are they purely fictional works without historical merit? Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and turn on notifications to stay updated with our latest videos. May God bless you and your loved ones with peace and happiness.